Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's, I think without further ado, we're just gonna jump right in here. So... Oh, wait, I think I may have to add this. One moment, everybody. Yeah, that's not correct. Oops. I will fix this. Transform, fit to screen. There we go, boys. Okay. So, I think what we'll do is we're just going to quickly run through all the vehicles, initially, that are new. And I will give some disclaimers as we go along. Okay? Sound good to everybody? Alright, let's go. So, starting off, M1A1. We have for everybody who's wondering, it does get M829. From what I understand, it's overperforming just a little bit, but I'm not going to complain. So there's its performance values. Here's what the upgrade tree looks like. So you do start off with M830 as your standard ammunition. And we'll do it. I think what we'll do is we'll do a quick test drive with each of these vehicles as we go along. And I know people are going to be asking about the Leopard 2A5. That was not supposed to actually be released to content creators, apparently, from what I understand. And why is my anti-aliasing turned down or something? Oh, that's why. It's like FXAA. There we go, much better. Oh wow, look at these optics. That's more like it, boys. Here, actually, let me turn off the music so you guys can actually hear the sounds. And then let me turn the sounds up a little bit. That and that. Wow, I totally missed that. With an ace crew, you have a 5-second reload, just like the other M1s. Not shopping, what did I miss? Nothing, nothing, Hippie. You actually came back just in time. We just started. Here's the interior. The armor profile should be exactly the same as the... Okay, that's weird. It's missing a fuel tank. The armor profile should be exactly the same as the IPM-1. So if you're wondering what the armor profile should be, then go and look at that, and you'll know. So we won't spend too much time on the armor. But yeah, it looks good. Feels good. Whether or not it will perforate the front of the T80U, I'm not totally certain, because this is my very first time driving it. I've actually spent the last hour and a half just setting up lineups, so I haven't actually driven or played any of these vehicles until now. Can't wait to see the 2A5. The 2A5 is actually not available for me. The 2A5 was not supposed to be on this version of the dev server. Mike got it by mistake. He didn't know, but yeah, they didn't say anything about it in the email, and I was told by several technical moderators that those people who got the Leopard 2A5 were not supposed to have it. It's not ready yet. Germany will be getting it, but it's not ready for showing yet. So, unfortunately I did not get my hands on it. As you guys can see, I do not have a Leopard 2A5. Sorry, guys. I wish I could show that to you, but I don't have it. So. I have the F100 here because it has AIM-9E sidewinders now. I suppose we'll just do a test flight here. The 80B upper front plate. We'll get to testing and stuff like that later on. I'm just doing a quick run through. Will this pen the mouse? Yes. Yes, it will pen the mouse. In fact, it will probably pen 3 or 4 mouse in a row. go. The F-100, by the way, does not get a radar, from what I understand. You're gonna have to get closer than this. One second here. Do I not have air-to-ground missile? Air-to-air missile, okay. This doesn't have a lock, okay. How much pen does the Abrams have? 284 millimeters of penetration at 60 degrees, which comes out to, like, over 550 or something like that, like... Alright, let's... Come on. Yeah, that's certainly a lot better than the AIM-9Bs. The AIM-9Es have a G loading of around 10 Gs, so they can turn a lot tighter than the AIM-9Bs can. Yeah, Myco's Boom was not supposed to get the Leopard 2A5. It was a mistake on Guy Jiggles' part. People were not supposed to get the 2A5 because it's not ready yet. But he was one of the first people to get on, so he got it. I did not. Oz, where do I live? I live in Southern California. So. Alright. So yeah, F-100, it hasn't changed other than the fact that it gets AIM-9Es now. Taking a quick look here at the USS Summers. 69 kilometers per hour, that's pretty fucking fast. Unfortunately, because it is an earlier US destroyer, and by the way, it is located here in the tech tree, so it's like a branch off from the Fletcher. It's more powerful than the Fletcher as far as like engaging other ships is concerned, but it does lack in the anti-aircraft department because it is an early war. It is an earlier U.S. Ship design. So the Brooklyn is also a earlier design, but the Brooklyn, it makes up for that with having 15 6-inch guns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3. Here you guys can see AAC shells, AAC VTs. This is going to be for the 5-inch secondary guns. So for these babies right here, which are the 38 caliber ones? No, these are the 25 caliber 5-inch guns. These are not the longer barreled 38 caliber later versions. So this is where a majority of your anti-aircraft armament are going to be coming in, because this is an earlier version of the Brooklyn, so it doesn't have the ridiculous amounts of anti-aircraft that some of the later ships are going to have. So, however, it's still going to have the heaviest broadside of any, as far as number of guns of any ship in the game. So, ooh, it has an HE with base fuse round? Hell yeah! And then it has an HEVT shell for the 6-inch guns. Fantastic. We'll try out the HE with base fuse. 2A5, did you get it? No, I did not. I should put a disclaimer up here that says I did not get the Leopard 2A5. I was too late on the in downloading the dev server, but I did not get my hands on it, unfortunately. Okay. Destroyer. We're gonna move out of the way so you guys can get a better idea. What ship to use in the German tree to make RP, and is the Albatross worth it? Play the ship that you do the best with. Holy crap, that's a heavy broadside. Look at that, boys. And that's a new feature as well. Shell splashes. So let me fire another salvo here. So you can see shell splashes. Now we have a timer for when our shells should hit the target, which is going to be useful in a when a lot of ships are firing at one particular enemy. you should have a better idea of where your shells are and when they're landing. These things have a pretty nice reload, I should say, as well. Holy crap, this thing is... These HE base fuse rounds are devastating. Yeah. At least against destroyers. Oh, they put a cone in. So yeah. That's a new thing. Looks good. The Brooklyn should be a fantastic top tier ship for the Americans, and actually give them something worth grinding for. You know what I mean? 2A5 on the dev. It's in the files, Oliver, but it's not available for me. Mike Goes Boom does have it, but it's a work in progress build, and so as a result, very, very few people actually have it. Like it's not like it wasn't supposed to be released for the public. That was a mistake by Guy Jiggles, so it's not ready yet. Alright, moving on to the Germans. We'll start off with their naval as well. The Germans got a really, really cool fucking destroyer. This is something I've been hoping for a while. This is the 1936A MOB, or MOB. And it doesn't look all that interesting until you realize that they replaced the 128mm guns on it with 150mm guns. So you have a single double turret here at the front, and then you get 3 single turrets at the back. So essentially, you have a destroyer with the same guns on it and same firepower as the Emden. Or with very similar guns to the Emden. So you are a destroyer that hits like a light cruiser. So this thing should be fucking hilarious. I've been waiting for this thing for so long, and I wanted it so bad. I'm so happy it's here. Let's see here. Do that, and that. Yeah, that will do. Shouldn't have AP on those destroyers. Yeah, but regardless, it's there. So, as far as I'm aware, almost none of the German ships should have armor piercing. Oh, at least that we have in the game. The turrets take a while to turn around, though. They are very, very slow. One. These are high explosive with base fuse shells, by the way, I should clarify. It's certainly doing a lot more damage than the 128s. Although your broadside is not quite as heavy as far as like number of guns, I think. I don't know, maybe it is the same. Enemy ship on fire. Threat in the air. I like the new splash. I like this splash countdown. That's actually a very good feature. Great to you guys firing. Aircraft. Is the MiG-21 in game? No. The enemy is burning. Alright, I think you guys get the point. Fast German destroyer with 150mm guns instead of the 128s. Done. We're gonna move on to the Nuremberg.
God, no! God, please, no!
Actually, I should say this is a better way to, if you want to have a question answer, then use the highlight question. All right. Can you test M829 against the TADB upper front plate? We'll do that later. Is it just me or is the C1 Ariete a gorgeous tank to behold even though it has no armor? Yeah, it's a pretty good looking tank, but we'll get to it. But anyways, so yeah, 1936A is the Nuremberg in all her glory. If you're wondering what this ship is, think of a KMS Köln, but with about triple the amount of anti-aircraft. That's like the biggest problem that I had with the Köln, is that its anti-aircraft was pretty piss poor. You only had a few guns. You see, like, you only have these three, a couple of 20 mils here, a couple of 37s, like the early 37s, which are really, really quite crap, and then a couple more 20 mils here, and that's about it. The Nuremberg fixes that by having a literal crap ton of anti-aircraft all over the ship, and a lot of good point defense anti-aircraft as well. It's not American levels of ridiculousness, but it's certainly a vast improvement. So, if you like the Köln, you'll like the Nuremberg. Outside of that, there really isn't that much of a difference between the two ships. Armor-wise, they're pretty much the same. Although you do actually, it does look like you actually have a turtleback armor layout, and it's made out of rolled homogeneous armor. So keep that in mind, people. Yeah, you do have a turtleback armor layout. It's not especially thick, but it should be enough, hopefully, to fuse a lot of the armor-piercing shells coming in, with the exception of maybe the Kirov. Okay, moving on. Suspicious Potato, if you have shit internet, then go ahead and watch on YouTube. There should be a link down below, where you can change the settings to whatever you need. Okay. Alright, so the reason I'm looking at the bow here is because it got a new armament. Now it got several new armaments, none of which were actually used by Germany, I should add. Now you can equip a 12.7mm machine gun for defense. I don't know why it's... okay. You can now equip a 12.7mm machine gun for defense. It also has flares, along with your missiles. Now, granted, you sacrifice your missile armament in order to get such a thing, but you can do that now. You can also get 2 of these 50 caliber machine guns with Mighty Mouse rockets, and the Mighty Mouse rockets are mounted under the gun pods. So, you now have an option with your bows to actually defend yourselves, which is nice. Alright, everybody cool there? Okay, now the reason I pulled out the Gepard is because I wanted to do the radar thing, but I think what we'll do is we'll come back to this because I want to do it with the Tunguska first. Seahawk. This is the German premium aircraft. Guess we'll do a test drive of it. Or test flight. Solid fire. I'm just going through vehicles as I can. I'm doing a quick overview of all the vehicles, and then we'll go back and look at more of their details. Because there's a lot in this patch. I wouldn't say like new tech tree a lot, but there's quite a few interesting vehicles in this patch. If you're wondering whether or not to get this thing, I'm not entirely certain whether you should. From what I've heard, this thing turns on a dime. And being able to turn quickly with, okay, I've only got one engine on Afterburner, apparently. And being able to turn quickly and fire air-to-air missiles is going to be kind of nice, I suppose. Alright, let's go. Oof. Yeah, it turns pretty quickly. Is it fast? Probably not. Not for the tier it's probably going to be fighting in, especially with when you hang air-to-air missiles off of it. But it will make a good bomb truck. Think the Javelin will be more useful now that it has radar? I don't know. I don't really play top-tier jets. I'm not a jet guy. Somebody who knows top-tier jets would probably know a lot better than I would how these aircraft will perform. Get center-mounted cannons, at least. You can carry bombs on it, and if you buy this with the Leopard A1A1, you've got a pretty good tank and a pretty good bomb sled. I mean, having a... I would say this. This jet is not made for Air RB, it's made for Ground Forces RB. Because it's a great bomb sled for carrying around bombs to drop on people. It's fast enough, because it's a jet, to try and get in and out of trouble, although with the new radar SPAAs, you may have a lot more to worry about. It's a great ground attacker. I wouldn't say that it's a great dogfighter. However, being able to turn having a good turning ability in Ground Forces RB is a lot more important, simply because you're fighting at low altitude a lot of the time. And a lot of those fights are going to be turn fights. So, this will be great for Ground Forces RB, but not so much for Air RB, I would say. Really, the only new SPAA with missiles? Yes, but those missiles are optically guided. They are not lock-on, so you have to aim them like an ATGM, but they have a proximity fuse to make up for it. MiG-19S. Let's see So you have a pretty limited loadout on this thing. It's a MiG-19 just without the missiles, and it has no radar, by the way. This is no radar on it, so we're not even going to bother to take a look at that. Because we're going to be taking a look at the MiG-19 PT here. You can carry rockets, you can carry bombs. Again, it's a good bomb sled for the Germans, and it should be okay in top-tier ARB, but I wouldn't call it, like, I don't know. Maybe it'll be pretty good, maybe it'll be kind of meh. I don't know. If its acceleration is anything like like the MiG-19 PT, then, well, it should be alright. Even with just the guns. Alright. Now, the Germans also got a new CL-13. And I believe this one does carry missiles. Yes, it does. AIM-9Bs. So, in addition to the Seahawk, the Germans do have a top-tier fighter capable of carrying missiles. Again, how useful this will be, I don't know. The wings are definitely longer. The wings have been extended. So, hopefully that'll provide more lift. I think that's how it works. I'm a tanker, not a pilot. I'm a tanker, not a pilot in War Thunder. It feels like the nose is really heavily weighed down. Still has no top cast plane? They do, Hapalula, with the MiG-19. The MiG-19S is going to provide them with their top tier cast plane. Is it going to be as good as like the F-100 with bullpups? Probably not. But it's still a MiG-19, so you can carry bombs with it, Hapalula. Honestly, I prefer bombs over rockets. That's just me. Yeah, Red Tip, I saw the Conks gun. I have internet access. It seems to be climbing pretty well. I'm not sure what's a good way to test this aircraft, because I don't really play jets at top tier, so... They changed the BR of the AMX-30? Not to my knowledge, they didn't. Yeah, plug I have. I've tried out the M1A1, I've seen the stats on it. It seems that at a relatively high speed, it does roll pretty well. I think if you like the current CL13, you'll like this one. That roll rate, though. M3s. There you go. CL13. Alright, we gotta move on. By the way, guys, there is a Leopard 2A5 on the dev server. However, it is not available for me. It was only made available for a couple of people, and it was made available by mistake. There is going to be a Leopard 2A5 for the Germans this patch, but it is not ready. It is still a work in progress build, and I do not have access to it. A couple of people got it by mistake, like I said. So, right now, there's nothing there, but there will be a Leopard 2A5, don't worry. Whether or not it will be good, we don't know. So yeah, that takes care of most of the new stuff with the Germans. Alright, moving on to the Ruskies. T80U should be particularly dangerous. Let's check its ammunition and see if they've changed it at all. It looks like they have nerfed it a little bit, yeah. So it went from like 260 or 70 something on the initial reveal down to 248. So it's still not quite as powerful. Like 3BM42 is still not quite as powerful as some of the NATO rounds, like DM33, or DM23, JM33, that kind of thing. Not quite as powerful as those, but it's still very, very, very good for what it is. However, the real kicker is going to be its armor. As you can see, it now has a volume. They've now implemented a volumetric armor for the T80U, and basically the way that this works is that the way that volumetric armor works is that they basically take a complex shape, like a casting like this, and all they allow you to do now is just hover your mouse over the specific parts of the vehicle, and it will tell you the effective thickness at that specific point, at that specific pixel that your mouse is aiming at. So instead of having to go into the protection analysis and then fire some rounds at it, you can simply just hover your mouse over this particular vehicle and figure out what the actual effective armor is. It just makes looking at the armor easier. That's all you really need to know. And you'll see, like, as I go around the back, you'll see that the armor decreases massively. The point where we get to the back here, and it's like 60 millimeters. So you see what I mean? Bring it around to the front, over 600 millimeters. Around to the back, 60 millimeters, 70 millimeters, that sort of thing. As the whole armor? The whole armor, high hardness... Is this? Okay, yeah. This is the high hardness steel plate. They do not have the volumetric armor on this. The whole armor should be fine for the most part, except in specific places, so... Let's compare it to the M1A1 with M829. So at 500 meters, it will go through the areas not protected by Contact 5. It will go through the driver's hatch, but that's always been a weak point on Russian tanks, so that's nothing new. It will go through the lower plate, because, well, that's nothing new. But it will struggle to pen the front of the turret on the T80. So, even here, like, you have to hit basically right at the base of the gun if you want this round to go through the turret. However, it doesn't have to go very far in order to pen the side armor. So if you're a Russian tank, or if you're driving the T80U, you have basically the same exact playstyle as the previous vehicles. Go hold down, try to expose as little of your weak points as possible, and the M1 will have issues penetrating you. So, T80U is basically just a faster T80, or is just a more heavily armored and and with better ammunition, T-80B. But we'll test drive it anyways, just so I can show it to you guys. And it also gets a new missile, the Reflex. So here is the penetration performance of the Reflex missile. Not the best in the world, but not bad by any means. So, if you guys are wondering how to access the dev server, there is a download link to the dev server launcher down below in the YouTube chat. That's an interesting NBC system. Here. There's an M1 over here that we'll go take a shot at. Sphere actually, not Reflex? Whatever. Same difference. Huh. I didn't realize setting off the whole ammunition rack would have the same result as setting off the turret one, but okay. Alright, we'll see if it can pen the front of the Abrams, which it should, if I recall. Yeah, it does. For the very first M1 Abrams, the top ammunition will just punch right through. Oh, whoops. I accidentally turned off the webcam. But yeah. T-80U should be pretty good. I don't see any real problems with it outside of the fact that it still has the same durability problems of the side armor is not very good against a lot of these modern rounds, and you don't really have to turn it very far. Like even something like this and the M1 Abrams the M1A1 will just punch right through you, no problems. But the front is relatively tough. It's just a faster, better armored, and better equipped version of the T-80. So, if you like the T-80, you'll like this tank. What's the reverse speed? I didn't check, but it should be about the same. Let me check the transmission, because the transmission will tell us. So the top reverse speed is 11 kilometers per hour. So it's the same as the T-80B. Not great, but not terrible. And my cat wants out. One moment here, boys. Hey, girls. Come on out, cat. Okay. Will there be Japanese helicopters? Not this patch. Okay. Alright. I've been holding off here. I have yet to try out the new radar system. And I set a bunch of keybinds and I don't know what they do. So yeah, and I will show you the keybinds that I have done. Holy shit, okay. So, how do I lock him? Oh, whoa, shit. Alright, this isn't gonna work. So... where did I put... okay, yeah. So these are all the new... I don't know what this does, by the way, guys. So don't ask. I don't know what this does. So switch radar on and off is Control R. So lock radar target on. Lock on. I see. So be this. So the radar is tracking it, but I'm not locking it. Okay, 1 second here, boys. I'm figuring this out as we go. Change radar mode. Radar search mode. Radar scope scale. Select radar lock on. Radar indication type. Let's do... This is really weird. I'm still figuring out what the best way to do this is. Radar indication type. I don't know why it's not locking. What am I doing wrong here? The missiles, by the way, are like 3 kilograms. Oh, that's why. I think I turned off the radar, didn't I? That would help a lot, actually. And let us... Because it's firing off the missiles when I don't want it to. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Let's do... Left control X. Left control X. Just control X. Place. Okay. There we go. Now we're locked. So now we'll bring it here. Destroyed. Okay, so it helps to have your radar on, boys. I think he's in the dead zone. Oh, had him locked for a moment. There we go. These missiles are supposed to have a proximity fuse, but unfortunately, I don't have much practice with them. Oh, there we go. I got him. Alright, cool. And supposedly, these things are also supposed to have a pretty decent warhead. Yep. Can confirm they have a pretty decent warhead. It's like a 3 kilogram warhead, if I recall. Let's shoot it with the Abrams, see what happens. Holy shit, this is a very fast missile. Holy crap. Wow. Let's see if we can put one in the doghouse. Nope, missed. And it has 4 30mm cannons, by the way. Not locking on and firing the missiles. These missiles do not lock on. I wanna make this clear. I want to make this clear. These missiles are not lock-on missiles. They are basically just second-generation ATGMs, but with a proximity fuse on them. There we go. Nope. However, you can always just do this. Oh, crap. Alright. Wow, that's pretty far out. Nailed him. So yeah, all of the if you're wondering whether or not SPAAs without missiles are going to be worthless because of the Tunguska, you're wrong. In fact, some of them are going to be even better. So Green indicator is the one to shoot at. Yeah, don't use the old lead indicator. Use the green one. That's what the radar is telling you to shoot for. So yeah, Tunguska should be extraordinarily powerful. Basically, the missiles are not for airplanes. They're for helicopters. So if there's a helicopter sitting out way at long range, that's when you pull out the missiles. Because the missiles are fast, they're hard to avoid. If you can get, if the helicopter isn't paying attention, and he will likely not hear them coming. So this is the armament that you're going to be using against helicopters. This is the armament you're going to be using against low-flying aircraft. Okay, we're all good there. All right, let's move on. Actually, let's look at the MiG-19 since we're on the topic of radar, and then we'll come back to the Russian ships. Hippie Hunter, thank you for the $2, man.
Fun fact, 1936A takes second place for heaviest destroyers ever made. First few proto-turrets literally fell through deck. Press F for structural integrity.
You heard him, boys. Press F for structural integrity. The MiG-19 got a little bit of an upgrade of its own. It got the R-13Ms. Niels, I haven't gotten to the T2 yet. We'll get there eventually, though. Yet? No, I'm going through it nation by nation. Now locked onto the phone with the radar lead indicator. All right, what am I? Oh, that's right. I don't think I've set my my radar controls for my aircraft. Sorry, guys. Switch radar on and off. We'll do Shift X, add, change radar mode. I think that will be... I think radar mode will just be X, and then... Oh, man, what will that be? I don't know if the search mode and the radar scope are all that important for this case. Lock radar target on. Sure. Add. Then. For whatever reason, it's not detecting that button. Yeah. Add. We'll just do that for now. Alright, so it's on. There we go. And now we have a lead indicator. Kind of all over the place, but it's something. That's gonna be okay. I can't emphasize how much of a game changer that's going to be for people like me who are fucking terrible at jets and are fucking terrible at aiming. Like, if you have a radar now, hitting targets is going to be pretty easy if you can lock them. That's of course. Conqueror has 470mm AP pen. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, let's restart and do that again. In-game sounds are kind of overpowering your voice. All right, cool. We'll turn them down. Thanks, Bosch. F100 has no radar, though. Yeah. That's gonna... having a radar is going to be especially critical. Alright. Maybe... I'll have to screw around with more controls here, but I think if you have a lot of buttons on your mouse, then this is what it'll be useful for. So we've got the radar on. Take off here. I don't think that the radar would help lead. It would help lead for people like me who are shit at aim. If you're good at just winging it, like you're used to the ballistics of the guns, then it really shouldn't be that much of a changeover for you. But yeah, if I can get a lock here and maintain it. Whoa. 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 I don't think that's supposed to happen, people. Yeah, I think it's just because I have such a narrow cone in front of me. Missile away. So yeah, the MiG-19 should be pretty good now that it has radar. And any jets that have radars equipped with them should be a lot easier to aim with if you are not particularly good at it. Now granted, you will need a radar lock to do it, but you can do it. So, alright, let's go and check out the Russian ships. So the Ognivoy, think of it as a... Oops, leaked. Think of it as sort of a Tashkent, but with a Tashkent as far as like turrets are concerned, but with less firepower overall, because you've only got 4 guns, which is a problem in the fact that that's sort of like the minimum amount of guns you need in order to get accurate ranging shots. But it looks like the anti-aircraft on it is pretty decent. You got a lot of 37mm guns. Not a lot of small caliber weapons, though. You do have this auxiliary 76mm turret, which can act as an anti-aircraft gun as well for higher altitude threats. The Ognivoy should be okay. Like, think of it as like a mini Tashkent, kind of like the 1924 is to the Karl Gauster or the Z-20s. But we don't care about the Ognivoy. Everybody cares about the Kirov. This means they have groundwork for radar naval. Yes, yes, Hippie. They already mentioned that they are planning on adapting radar, like anti-aircraft radars and stuff like that, to naval forces as well in the future. They already have the plans for it. So yeah, the Kirov, which is going to have the heaviest, probably the heaviest broadside as far as like weight of shot, because all of these guns here are 180mm guns. So think of the Krasny with like 3 times the firepower. So this should be pretty interesting. Hey, Impact, if you don't want to see ships, you can just wait, or you can just click off and go somewhere else, man. Contrary to popular belief, some of the community does actually like naval forces. And these are some exciting ships, so I'm gonna fucking show them. I will say the gun sound amazing. And the reload speed isn't too bad on it. So yeah. And I do like the splashes cannon. Also, the velocity on these things is pretty good. So yeah, should be an interesting vessel. Can you launch and control the float plane? Unfortunately, you cannot. You can play Leopard 2A5. Yeah, Implead and Mike got it because they were early on. The Leopard 2A5 is not ready yet, and it was not supposed to be on this version of the dev server. So, that was a bug. They're not supposed to actually have that yet. It's not ready. From what the technical moderators have been telling me. Alright, moving on. Challenger 2. Now, a lot of people have been wondering whether or not this thing will actually be useful. Well, it does have a lower plate of 70 millimeters. And that's historically accurate. So, if you are hoping for some ridiculous amount of armor on the lower plate, it's got the same problem. However, from what I understand, the turret armor is slightly overperforming. Which I'm fine with that. Like, the problem is that we don't know how much it's overperforming. We won't know how much it's overperforming until we get the M1A2, or if we ever get the M1A2. Because the Challenger 2's turret armor is supposed to be about 10 to 15% less than an M1A2. So that that's the best source we have says that. But yeah, so here is the turret armor. It's about 600 millimeters, and it's about 800 millimeters against CE. 8 to 900 millimeters against CE. Which is slightly better than what it should be. But hey, Britain's getting a good tank. I won't complain. As far as the ammunition is concerned, your stock round is going to be L23A1, which isn't horrific, but it's not great either. I'm sure a lot of people can agree. The L26, however, is going to be your top ammunition, and here is its performance, so if people want to take screenshots. So 272 millimeters, that's slightly less than the M829, which is like 284 millimeters at 60 degrees. I'm not looking at the vertical armor penetration, because the vertical armor penetration doesn't matter all that much. It's most of the 60-degree pen that matters. So take whatever the 60-degree pen is and double it, and you will get the effective armor penetration. So, L26 should be pretty decent. Let's take it out for a spin. Transmission, it's quite a bit slower than the Challenger 1 Mark II. Doing right now, so I can't really leave. No, Mike Goes Boom is streaming, so. Alright, so here's L23A1. Alright, I'm curious as to how this will perform against a T64B. As I'm sure many of you are as well. So... Wow. This thing just shat on a T64B. I suppose I suppose that is to be expected, but... It does feel, even fully upgraded, it does feel sluggish compared to a lot of the other MBTs, but doesn't feel quite as sluggish as the earlier Challengers. At least I don't feel that way. The top speed is definitely way slower, though. And it's much, much taller than a lot of the other MBTs of the period. Will this tank be bad? No, I don't think so. This will be a very good vehicle, I think. So if you're playing Britain and you're just hating life because you went down that tech tree, I would say rejoice. You actually have an MBT that might actually be somewhat competitive now. I'm reaching a maximum speed of about 46 kph, and then it kind of tops off. So not blisteringly fast by any means. Optical above the gun is the gunner's sight. So in sim, no need to adjust aim. Let's check. Tank battle settings. Grass tank sight. Camera from tank gunner sight. Here we go. No, it looks like they are using the auxiliary gunner's sight for sim, which is still not a bad sight by any means. The main fire control system sight is this thing right here, but we're using this sight right here because this is the non-fire control system. So yeah, this is your view in sim, by the way. Not a bad sight either way. What vehicle am I gonna do a review on next? I haven't the faintest fucking clue, man. Yeah, this thing is tall. It is a very big tank. At least you have the turret armor, though. Take a look at the gun depression. Just how that looks. Solid. I mean, it's a Challenger. It's supposed to go hold down and use its gun depression, so that'd be fairly important. The neutral steering like? Not great, but not bad. Like I said, it's a bit sluggish. But that's sort of true with most of the Challengers. I guess I'm also slightly on a slope here, so that might be affecting it. Let's check its reverse speed, though. Not bad, reverse speed-wise. Like, I wouldn't say any worse than any of the other NATO MBTs. Yeah, it's definitely very slow to turn around. Compared to many of the other MBTs that it's being compared to. Is this a bad tank, though? No, I don't think so. I think that if you are a British player, you will quite like this tank. However, you are, by the way, still stuck with the same hesh round that you've had since the Challengers, or since the Chieftains, basically. Oh my god, what am I doing? So, that is a thing. And there we go. Okay. So yeah, Challenger 2s should be fine. From test driving them, not from playing them in battle, they look okay. And honestly, if I'm going to be totally honest here, I was not expecting the Challenger 2 to be all that great. And I'm hoping that it will perform as well in battle as it is in the test drive here, so. And yes, it does have the same lower plate weak point, and yes, it also has ammunition stored all over the place. You know, it does have quote-unquote armored bins, but it's just 5mm. So I wouldn't count on that to save you. This is mostly for stopping shrapnel. But yeah, you can see this ammo literally everywhere. These are ammunition bins as well. And then this is the rear bustle rack. I don't know if this is a blowout rack. I don't think it would be, because this shouldn't be a blowout rack, because these are just solid projectiles. There's nothing to explode in this ammunition rack in real life. So yeah, these are inert rounds. They don't explode. Chieftain Marks we'll come back to later because, well, it hasn't actually changed. It just got the radar. That's the only difference. Seahawk, we kind of already took a look at this thing in the German tech tree, so I don't think we need to go over it again. Should be okay in ground RB. I don't know about aircraft, though. I would say this is probably not the greatest of aircraft. Oh, it just occurred to me. We should put in the Javelin and see... Oh, fuck, I don't have the Javelin. Alright. Well, apologies, boys, but I'm going to need to shill here for a moment. Get the Javelin. Come on. Yes, by you. Yeah, it occurred to me that, oh, the Javelin may or may not have got, the Javelin got a radar, so we should check and see if that makes much of a difference. Put it here. It does get the fire streaks. We'll upgrade it so we get a better idea of how it will perform total. For fuck's sake, I don't care. Leave me alone! For fuck's sake, Guy Jiggles, I really wish you would just introduce a button where people could, people with proper amount of eagles could just buy all the mods. At least on the dev server. Pay to win much? Yeah, I'm doing all the pay to wins today. I am being extra shill. More so than most people say. Alright. Javelin. Their targets. Up to your Italian, Japanese, or German vehicles that just got here. Yes. I've gotten to some of them. I mean, the Germans got a Leopard 2A5, but it's not ready yet. It's still a work in progress, and only a few people got it, and they got it by accident. Wow, this thing handles like a bus. He has an export Challenger 1 or 2? No. It has actually no relation to the Challenger 2. It just kind of looks similar. And the Ariete, by the way, as impressive as it looks, has like no armor. Oh my god. So, I would say that the radar still needs improvement. It's not perfect because I just wasted like over half my ammunition on that guy, but will it make the Javelin usable? It will make it better. I won't say that it will make it like game-changingly good. It will make it better. I'll put it that way. Make it better, not the best by any means. Which, to be fair, the Javelin needs all the help it can freaking get. FJ4Bs get M9s yet? Not to my knowledge. But I'll check later. Alright. For the British, they got a new light cruiser, the Leander. What is so great about the Leander? Well, it gets 6-inch guns. I believe the Dido, which isn't a bad cruiser by any means, only gets 5.25-inch guns. So not quite as powerful armament, although it does get far more of them. So yeah, the Leander gets a little bit more anti-aircraft from what I can tell, and a lot more powerful guns. That's the basic gist of it. I think this will be all right. I don't see any reason why it would be bad. So we can see what we will need for the Challenger 2. It's right after the Challenger Mark III. It's directly afterwards, so you just have to go straight down the Challenger line. But I will show it to you guys anyways. Alright. We're not going to sit here all day, but... Oh, dear God, what the hell is that spread? Wow. Alright, I think that's a bug, because holy crap, those guns are not aiming in the places where they should be. What is that spread? I think this is bugged. I don't think they're supposed to do that. What the heck? These rounds are going where I'm aiming. These rounds, I don't know where the hell they're going. They're going off into Never Never Land. Yeah, hopefully they fix that. Alright. We'll move on. The guy you met in Cologne? Oh yeah, I remember you, Uranium. How you doing, man? Alright, finally. The plane that everybody wants me to play. The Mitsubishi T2. Supposedly, this is the fastest aircraft in the game. And supposedly, it's going to be one of the most game-breakingly good aircraft in the game. Will that be the case? I don't know. Because I don't play jets. It does have afterburners, I should say. Picking the afterburners. Flaps set to takeoff. By the way, here's the cockpit. Very nice looking. And also, it has an M61 Gatling gun. Although it has like a quarter of a second, it has a quarter of a second spin up. Oh. Retract the flaps, retract the gear. Holy shit, this thing is fast. Holy crap, look at the speed, boys. Let's, I'm gaining speed in a 30-degree climb with afterburners. Is that T2K spaded? Yes, it is spaded. Full disclosure, this aircraft is spaded. But I am gaining... okay, I'm losing it now. But I was gaining speed for a short while there in a 30-degree climb. Wow. Alright, there's a piece of music here that we are contractually obliged to play. I'm contractually obliged to play this. Sorry. Let's see how fast we can push this thing. How fast can she go? Holy shit! Let's see how fast we can climb. Bye! Holy crap. Holy shit. Let's see if we can get to 10,000 here before I stall out. Come on! Come on! Oh, not wait! Yes! We got to 10,000! Holy shit! Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Holy shit. And just random, man. Thanks for the 20 bucks, man. Holy shit. Wow. What speed does it rip? Let's find out. Let's go straight down. Oh, so about 1,400 kilometers per hour. Oh my god. Okay. So about 1,400 kilometers per hour is when it's gonna rip. Holy crap. By the way, a lot of the jets at Tier 6, like Tier 5 and Tier 6 and Tier 7, a lot of the jets there are going to get significantly cheaper to buy after this update. But yeah, let me show you where it's at in the tech tree. So, it's actually after the KI-200, of all things. Okay. You still need 5 aircraft, though, in order to unlock it, but it's after the KI-200 for some ungodly reason. I don't understand why that is, but okay. Good IIS turned on. You actually did Mach 1.26, 1,545 kilometers per hour. Wow. The T2K itself only costs 500K? Really? I suppose that may... Well, I mean, they said they were going to be reducing the costs of, like, Tier 5 aircraft and shit. So... Oh, wait. No. Keep in mind that everything has a 50% discount. So, yeah, it will be 500K on the dev server, but that means it's about $1 million. On the live server. Everything has 50% off, so keep that in mind. All right, now going to a significant downgrade here. No, but there is now a premium version of the F-86 F-40 for people who are looking into top tier Japan. Does this thing get at least A9Bs? Yes, it does. So the base F-86 F-40 now gets AIM-9Bs. And there is now a premium version of the Japanese Self-Defense Force. There we go. So, should I fly this, guys? Or do you kind of know what to expect from it? Why is it 8.0? I don't know, but remember this, everybody. All of these battle ratings are subject to change. Like, this is a test server. Shit will change. Actually, do I even have a dev server banner anymore? I don't think I do. I do not. Yeah, I would say skip this, because we already know kind of how the F-86s fly, and it's a good aircraft. So. Alright, let's move on. So, this was something that I wasn't expecting to see this patch, but I'm glad we are. This is the Italian top-tier MBT, the Ariete. It looks disturbingly like a Challenger, but it has actually nothing to do with the Challenger. Unfortunately, the armor protection is really, well, not all that great. It's basically just spaced armor. Yeah. Like, it has no composite materials currently, and it's in this current state. There's no composite materials to stop CE, or to stop, like, ATGMs and shit. It's basically just throw a bunch of steel in the front of it and hope for the best. And there's also a huge ammo rack here. Let's see, protection analysis. It does get DM23 and DM33 with 278mm of penetration, so slightly less than M829. Although M829 is overperforming a little bit. So DM12A1, Heat FS, that's to be expected. So yeah, the stock ammo it gets is DM23, and you could see, yeah, it's got no armor. So if you were hoping for a well-armored MBT for Italian top tier, yeah, unfortunately this thing is probably armored worse than a fucking Leopard against AP FSDS. And against DM12, yeah, not so much. I've heard some people say that it's not finished yet, but even if we do get some adjustments to it, I don't think it'll be all that good as far as armor protection is concerned. Ammunition-wise, it seems to be just fine. But let's face it, people, you're not playing Italy for the armor protection. If you're playing Italy and expecting to get armor protection, then I have news for you.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
My thoughts exactly. Sergeant Funny Bunny. You missed the Type 74? Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. Sorry. Switch it back. Alright. Type 74 and the Type 74G. I should actually pull up the... Well, I'll pull up the basic Type 74 for now. Because the Type 74 actually got some significant buffs, people. APDS is gone. You now get M735 stock and Type 93 AP FSDS as an upgrade. So the Type 74 got massively better. And you don't need to buy the premium in order to get this. In fact, the premium is actually a higher Bauer rating than the base Type 74, yet the Type 74 gets better, or gets the same ammunition types. I don't know if this will change or not, but yeah, you can see the Type 93 is basically equivalent to DM23 on the 120mm guns as far as performance is concerned. So yeah, the M7, so the Type 74 got a major buff, and the Type 74G is basically the same thing, but with side skirts and a gun sleeve. So it's not covering up its lewd spots. So if you're really into lollies or something like that, then it's also got some interesting new smoke grenades. Armor protection, by the way, is still shit. It's what it is. Now it's free. M735? The top no the M735 is the top ammunition you get on the is the first ammunition you get. That's your stock ammo. So XM1, for example, it gets M735 stock as well. Actually, no, it's an upgrade. Jesus, is it? On the first M1, no, you get M735 stock on the first M1. So yeah, the Type 74's got a big buff by removing the APDS off of it. So yeah, if you love your Type 74, rejoice! It just got a hell of a lot better. The A1A1, as far as I'm aware, the A1A1 is exactly the same. It has not changed. Yeah, you still have to get the M23. Alright, going back to Italy. The reason I have the automatic in here is because I wanted to test the anti-aircraft capabilities, which should be even more ridiculous now, because apparently the automatic's radar now has an engagement range of like 6+ kilometers. But before we do that, Italy got an upgrade for top-tier aircraft. They got the G91YS, which is interesting. It's got two 30mm DEFA cannons, DEFAs, or Divas, and they also got the Portuguese G91R4 as a premium. And this is a pack purchase, apparently. Either that or it's a Golden Eagle purchase, I don't know. Yeah, this is the Portuguese skin. That looks pretty sick, to be totally honest. That looks pretty cool. G91YS. Alright, let's take it for a test flight, because I know everybody wants to see how well it will perform. Can it carry the anti-ship missiles? Yes. Yeah, they get the Nord like anti-ship, and there's also a Nord anti-aircraft, I believe, missile. And it does get AIM-9Bs, it's not the AIM-9Es. Slav Squatter, thank you for the Prime sub, man. Appreciate it. Oh, that's interesting. This version of the G91 has 2 engines, not 1. I didn't even notice that. It definitely feels much faster. It's not T2 ridiculous fast, but it definitely has way better acceleration. Look at that. It does not have a radar, though. At least this version doesn't. Load factor too high. I got a hit. Let's check the roll rate. That's a pretty good roll rate. I love the sound of those DEFA cannons, though. Nice. G91Y should have afterburners? We'll check. How many people in the chat, by the way, are from Portugal? I imagine you're pretty happy to see something from your Air Force. Actually know which show the Leopard 2A5 will get, like any infos. As far from what I've heard, it's DM33. I knew that, I've known that, I heard ahead of time, I should say, that it will not get DM53. Because that would just be ridiculous. But it will get DM33, I know that. Interesting how this thing gets 4 missiles, whereas the later upgraded G91 does not have that many missiles. It definitely feels heavier because of it. But at the end of the day, it still has the feel of a G91. It does not have an afterburner though. HU-219 gets a radar? It does get a radar. Wow, did it seriously just miss a straight... Okay, never mind, I was gonna say. I was like, did it just miss a target that was going straight ahead? You say Brazil? And I want the 90mm Walker Bulldog. Yeah, I want that too. South Americans, man, taking American equipment and making it better. What new goodies did Germany get? I tuned in late. You'll probably have... I'll get back to them eventually, but we're moving through. Alright, AMX-30, I was going to test that for the new radar mechanics, but we'll do that later. The MD-460? I've got the Nord air-to-air missiles on them, but you can equip the AIM-9B Sidewinders. So... And it looks like you can also equip SNEBs on it, which are located in an under fuselage launcher. So, vacuum plane. Yeah, the big suck is here, boys. Do you happen to have a new flight model? Not to my knowledge. Still feels like a brick, if that's what you're wondering. So if you see down here, it just lowered a, here actually, let me reboot. Sorry. So you can see, look right here. If I press the R key, it drops down the rockets in a little mini launcher, and then it'll fire them forward. Which means that it's very aerodynamic. Big hole needs big air for the big suck. This also has 30mm cannons, if I recall correctly. Yeah, you can see the rockets right there. And I've got 35 rockets apparently. So let's see how that works actually. I'm curious to see how it will drop them down. This is the Super Mystere, by the way. In case you're wondering. Oh. Was it 5 rockets, or did it just read that wrong? I don't know, it's only got a few. Missed. Pretty sure that also missed. Yep. This one does get an afterburner, by the way. Oh my god, my aim is shit. Don't judge me too hard. Oh my god! There we go. Bye, bitch! I'm terrible at aiming. This is why I need radar, people, because I'm shit. I don't play jets. Not on a regular basis, at least. Oh. So yeah, that's the, this is the new French top-tier jet. And it will be after the MD-452-2A. Interestingly enough. And, as I'm sure many of you guys can see, they got a premium Vautour 2A in IDF colors, Israeli Defense Force. And it can carry Israeli missiles. So, the TrackIR, I believe? 6G load. So this is basically a Sidewinder in terms of performance. M9B. So, yeah, just think of a very, very heavy fighter. A very, very heavy interceptor. But with missiles. So, if you're looking to get into top-tier French jets, this is going to be the premium to buy. Or this is going to be the only premium you can buy. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to test something. Nuclear plants with it. Are you gonna hit nuclear plants with those missiles? Maybe. Come on. There we go. And boop. Hit. Boop. Oh. Boop. Getting hits. I got hits. Oh, he's going down. By the way, the engagement range... Here, let's actually... I'm actually curious. The engagement range for the automatic should actually be increased significantly. So, let's fly well away from this guy's flight path. Like, let's drive all the way down to the river. Like, somewhere over here. Actually, no, you guys can't see that. Let's drive somewhere, like, over here. Far away from this. And see how far away we can lock on from. This should have, like, about a 6-kilometer lock range. And by the way, I'm not tracking this with my mouse. So you can see my hand is right here. I just have... Here. When I have it locked, it tracks on its own. So, it will track the target on... the gun will track the target on its own and keep it in its sights. And these numbers below it, these numbers show the relative difference in speed, which I don't know why it's only a few hundred kilometers per hour, like 88 kilometers per hour faster than me. But this is also shows the relevant distance between myself and the target. Boom. Alright, let's try that again. Of the Italian ground forces tech tree, is it worth grinding out? It's definitely different. I would say, yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you're looking for something to just casually grind out for fun and not necessarily worried about it being ultra competitive, the Italians are pretty fun. Will I say if you are looking to dominate people in, like, across the board? With the exception of the with the exception of this thing, the Italians are not exactly the nation that you should grind out if you are looking to be the most competitive nation out there. If you want to be the most competitive, you go play the Americans, or the Germans, or the Russians, or whatever. Try out the Shilka's radar? Yeah, we could do that. So yeah, you lock it up, and then the gun will track the aircraft. And, by the way, ignore this thing, because you will miss. You want to aim at the green. Boom. Can confirm. Automagic is still magical. All right. Let's check out the Shilkus radar because somebody wanted to see that. The Shilkus should have a pretty short engagement range if I recall correctly. I got him locked. Boom. Oh yeah, that's right. I needed to drive the Yeti. Nope, I had it locked for a moment, but he's in the dead zone. Got him. And, what was the button I chose for turning the radar off? Should be left control X. Yeah. So the way you could tell whether or not your radar is on...
Sup.
Hey, Walrus! Thanks for the Prime sub, man. The way you could tell whether or not your radar is on is whether or not this thing is moving. If you don't have that line there, then nothing's happening. I'm trying to remember, what did I set? That's the stabilizer. Where are my controls? I'm still learning this. Tab R is the radar scope scale. So it looks like the Shilkus radar tracks in a very narrow band in front of the turret. It doesn't track 360 degrees. Or it won't, the tracking radar won't. There's a search radar and then there's a tracking radar. The IAR 316B? Where is that in? Is that under, like, the Germans or something? Or the Italians? The M163 might actually be useful now. Well, the M163 only has a range-finding radar, but it's definitely better. I liked the M163 even with just the basic lead indicator. The M163 is probably going to change one of the least. Genocidal Jawa. That is an epic name, and thank you for the tier 2 sub. Means a lot, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, that's right, the French helicopters. I totally forgot about those. So yeah, I should only get a lead indicator, which basically it only has like a rangefinder on it. Come on. This isn't working. I don't know, maybe it's just this one again? Yeah, because you can see I don't have a search radar. Oops. And yeah, you can switch the, you can switch the shooting rate of fire. So high, low. This is nothing new, though. Anyways, how long will you be streaming for? I get off work at 9 Central. Most of the day, I imagine. I will probably take a break, so I can eat some lunch, because I woke up at like 11:45 to find out the dev server was online. Anyways. APDS pen. Yeah, it looks like from what I'm understanding, it looks like they buffed APDS across the board. Did they change anything about M728? No, they did not. Although M728 still has better sloped armor pen. $360, that's definitely better. Actually, the sloped armor penetration really isn't that much lower than the than M728. 137 as opposed to a 141, despite having 100 millimeters more pen. Wow, that's a pretty significant change. I'm interested in the T54E1. I think this has always been 318. I know the Conqueror went up significantly. Or we'll just look at the Conway, same thing. Shot L1G, yeah. 400, this thing will penetrate nearly 500 millimeters of vertical armor. That's pretty insane, actually. That's really good. And the 60-degree pen really isn't bad. So you got Conway and Conqueror got a massive pen buff. And then 373. Actually, I'm curious if the Chieftains changed at all. No. It's still pretty low. This makes... I understand what they were going for here when they changed the Chieftain's pen. Because they were increasing the 60-degree pen while nerfing the vertical armor pen. But now the Conqueror has way more vertical armor pen than the Chieftain does, and that just doesn't make much sense to me. Like, I can't be the only one who's looking at this and thinking, what the hell? 316 Beast is the French premium heli. Ah, okay. That's why I didn't see it. We'll take a look at it. I totally forgot that this was I totally forgot the French helis were a thing. We'll just toss them in a lineup here. One sec. They also get the Alouette. They got the Alouette 3. Well, I guess it is a French helicopter, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I totally forgot about these. I guess it just goes to show you how much the community actually cares that much about helicopters. I think more people are concerned about helicopters for balancing than anything else. Alright. Just so that these guys are, for the most part, on the same level with each other, as far as crew skills are concerned, so we can get a good idea of how they will look when almost fully upgraded. Although I don't think I need to do this part, well, just to be safe. Alright. So, H-34, we kind of already seen this in the preview. It's an interesting way of mounting rockets and ATGMs on an aircraft, I suppose. Carry bombs? Oh my god, it can carry bombs. I need to see how this looks. That looks so haphazard. That's like... It's like, we need bombs. Where do we put them? Everywhere. The fuck? Alright. Alouettes, we kind of already know what's going on here. Ooh, the Alouette 3 looks pretty interesting. And you only get SS11s, so this is the only loadout you get with the Alouette 3. Here is the IAR 316B. I'm kind of curious. Oh, that's why. So you have a Romanian helicopter, or a French-built Romanian helicopter. I believe this is an Alouette 3. Yeah, it's an Alouette 3. In service with the communist bloc, using Russian missiles, but built by France. But designed by France. It also has a couple of, interestingly enough, they have some PK machine guns on it. Okay. And this is the only loadout you get, by the way, people. There's one confused heli. Yeah. Wasn't listed in the preliminary update notes on the forum? It might be a bug, it might not. I don't know. One thing's for sure, the French helis are gonna be really thin boys. These do not sound like 7.62mm machine guns. These sound like cannons. We got a Malyutka. Is there a reason why? Oh, that's why. That's right. Shit. I forgot that these guys are they manually guided? What the hell? Oh, I love it. The only sight you have is this post. I don't think that's a sight at all. I think that's just, you don't even have sights. That's funny. You get a lot of rockets, though. I don't know what's going on with the ATGMs. I think they might be bugged. Yeah, because I can't control them, and I can't move them around manually. Yeah, they're just kind of flying off into space, so... They're not even manually guided, like I can't control them. Let's see here. Oops. Can I get patch notes? I don't actually have them on me. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Here we go. Alright. Patch notes. There you go. Alright, so then we have the Gazelle. Let's actually look at the... So here's the first Gazelle that you get. The second to last one. And then you get the final Gazelle. And you can get ATAMs. Interesting. Alright. So you get, so the top loadout on this thing, you get 2 Mistral air-to-air missiles, and then you get 2 TOW ATGMs. That's a pretty anemic loadout.
A good amount of the AP rounds have changed other than APDSN. APF-SDS T29 has 247 millimeters of pen now, for example.
Huh.
Small changes, but they are still changes.
Yeah, Red Tip, I didn't realize that it had applied to AP rounds. I'd only heard that it had applied to APDS and APFSDS. P61 is getting radar. Not this patch, no brick. Only a few lower tier aircraft have radar. So it's the HE219 has radar, and the Dornier 217 N1 and N2 have radar. So, and as far as I'm aware, it's only a tracking radar, not a search radar. Or maybe it's the other way around, I can't remember. So, that's the J1. Where are the N's? There they are. It died. Alright. Yeah, the P61 has radar attached to it, but I don't think they have it implemented. Or did they implement it? I mean, if they did, cool. Oh yeah, look at that. So, if an aircraft passes in front of your radar, you can see that something is there, but it's a very narrow cone, and it only goes out to 4 kilometers in front of you. I mean, yeah, okay, so it looks like it's more of like a search radar, not really a tracking radar. Did the World War II night fighters get radar? Some of them did. If the P61 got radar, then I'll have to try it out. If I remember correctly, in real life, the P61 has 2 radars. Oh yeah. So you can see the dots popping up here, but I don't think I can lock any of them. No. The P61 in real life has 2 radars. It is one scanning, like from left to right. That it places the dot where in front of the airplane, and then there's another radar that scans how far away that aircraft is, and basically have to line them up at a certain distance in order, and then you open fire. Fighters should have them. I believe it's only the later versions of the Bow Fighters, Walrus. Yeah, outside of 4 kilometers, I'm not seeing anything from these guys. But as I close the distance, I should pick them up. On my radar here.
No! God! No! God! Please, no!
Death Gun! Try to use the HE219 in a mission edit at night to see how effective it is. Alright. Actually, that's not a bad idea. God, my cat really wants in. One sec. My cat can't make up her mind. Yes, kitty. I hear you. Okay. Go on in, cat. And let's see. 219. Well, I'm not wondering if the mission editor will even work here. I know in the past it hasn't. Artillery defend from bombers, sure. And then time of day, 1800. Actually, Wait a second. Can I go later than that? I'll just do night. We'll just not have fighters for now. We're just trying to check and see how effective the radar is at night. Nightshade. Check the P61 does indeed have radar. Fantastic. Cool. It just wasn't listed in their initial, It wasn't listed in their initial, what's it called? Act notes. Not have the radar modeled? I don't think they have the radar modeled in the mission editor. Let's go back and do a test flight. See if it's there. P61 radar reaches out to 9 kilometers? Holy shit. No, it appears that this aircraft does not have the radar modeled for whatever reason, despite the fact they said it would have it. Alright, that's weird. That's very weird. Is it going to allow me to leave? Hello? Oh my god, I can't leave. I can restart it, though. Oh, there we go. Where's the P61? I know there's a tech tree version. Oh no, I could just buy the premium. Fine. Do that then. Actually, I do have the tech tree version. I'll do the tech tree version because that is what most people are going to have. Oof. Might be down soon? It could close at any time. Alright. Let's flight. The Leopard 2A5 will dominate top tier? I don't know, because the version that we saw here on the dev server is not the final version. So it does have radar. Fantastic. Holy crap, the thing scans fast. Look at that. Alright, let's see, change radar scope scale. Let's do Shift X. Oh, wait. Crap. Fuck. Wait a second, that's... Yeah. Yeah, you can bump it out to 18 kilometers. So, default is 9. Farthest is 18, and the shortest is 3. So 9... Yep, there it is. You see the dots. I don't think it has I don't think this has a tracking radar, but... Let's actually try this in a, in a custom battle, or in a mission editor. CC set one of the controls to Alt F4. Yeah, just delete game. Bailey, I'm gonna ask you one last time. Please stop spamming whatever you are in that. This is your final warning. If you do it again, then you're gone. Intercept bombers, perfect. Knight. Let's not have any fighters. There we go. I'm a Nazi? Yes, of course, I'm a Nazi. So when this gets under 3 kilometers, it should pop up pretty rapidly. I mean, even at 9 kilometers, it should have 3 groups of aircraft. Yep, there it is. That's pretty cool. The new Leo 1 shell and the Charlie 2 armor? What do you mean the Leopard 1 shell itself didn't change, it's just the penetration performance changed. And yes, I have checked the Challenger 2. So yeah, guys, that's a pretty nice feature. I would say this is really only a useful feature though for ground RB right now, or modes where there's no markers like Sim. I'd say outside of that, this is kind of oh my god, I'm just getting torn to shreds. Outside of modes like that, I would say it's kind of a not a worthless feature, but not a particularly useful one. More of a gimmick outside of those modes. So did they confirm that the HE-219 will get radar? They said in the initial announcement that the first aircraft that will get radar is the HE-2. One of the first aircraft that will get radar is the HE-219, but it doesn't have it. So that may be a thing that they'll just add in on the next dev server. Because there's a few things on this dev server that definitely need fixing, and they generally do 2 before the patch goes live. Let's see. Deathgun asked a little while ago, does the Premium Vautour have other unique presets? I think, but I'm not sure. So... those are the T10s. We know what those are. I don't think it's anything else. I think it's only the Shafrirs that are unique to the Israeli Vatur.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Work with the radar? Well, what you could do is you could lock the turret to the front. And they said they would implement that a long time ago, but they just haven't. What are the naval notes referring to when they speak of missiles? Naval notes? Both modes have a pre-built vehicle lineup with the opportunity to use your own vehicle's BR. Huh, interesting. I'm not seeing anything here. I mean, the thing is that the only thing that I know that's anywhere near the or are you talking about the Vatur? Yeah, the naval ships don't have any missiles. They don't have anything of the sort. At least not available to use. The missile sight on the ships has been fixed. Now you are able to aim using it? Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I'm curious as to how the AMX-30 DCA handles its new radar. Will the Leclerc be added? Not this patch. They already confirmed that it won't be in this patch, which is a shame. Like, this is a perfect opportunity to implement it, but apparently not. Oh, that's weird. Hold up. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Nailed it. This new radar thing is so cool, although I am pretty certain this is supposed to be spinning. Have you test driven the Ariete? No, I have not yet. I keep meaning to do that and I keep forgetting. Yeah, on the Leopard 2A5, I do not have it. The version that we saw on that was leaked on this dev server was not supposed to be on this dev server. It was not ready yet, from what I understand. Only the very first people who were on the dev server, like only the very first content creators that were on the dev server got it. The others did not. Like Mike Goes Boom, he was one of the first on the dev server, so he got access to the 2A5, even though he wasn't technically supposed to have it. Alright. I mean, I will say this, like, the Ariete looks pretty futuristic, although it looks very barren. Like, could you have made a tank look any more boring? As far as, like external additions and such? It seems to be very fast, though. Oh god. Is that the fastest I can go in reverse? That's unfortunate. It is punching through the front of a T-64B with DM33, though. Not doing a lot of damage, but it is doing it. It works. Here's DM33 for you guys, by the way. And this has a... Why does it have a rifled gun? Question, why does this have a rifled gun? If I recall correctly, this is supposed to be a smoothbore. Guy Jiggles? Please? Hello? Already? Well, it is a dev server. I'm just curious as to why the Ariete has a rifled gun. Nice meme, Guy Jiggles. That's a nice meme right there. Nice and spicy. Just like the meatballs. The work in progression secret documents. I suppose. Like, this isn't a terrible vehicle, but the lack of any real armor protection on this thing is going to be a problem. Like, I wonder how well it's protected against like solid AP rounds. Miles, notice me, please. Notices. Also, I'd rifled on the dev server. Oh, did it? I didn't even notice. Hopefully that'll be fixed. Do something lower tier. Rank 2. Yeah, that'll do. Oh my god. Okay. So, to put this in perspective at how bad this armoring is, the flak bus will penetrate the front of the Ariete. The Battle Rating 4.0 flak bus can pen the front of the Ariete. Yikes! I hope autocannons can't penetrate this thing. Where's the BMP? Okay, thank goodness. Well, can it penetrate? Okay, no, it will not. The BMP, at the very least, will not penetrate the front. Well, it can probably penetrate this. If you put enough rounds into this area, you could probably do some damage. Yikes. Ariete M1A1 Challenger 2's armor aren't done yet according to the preliminary notes. Okay, good to know. Because I was going to say, what? I mean, currently, the way that they have it laid out right now is that it's only rolled homogeneous steel armor. Like, it's only sloped armor, but yeah. I really hope this is the case. Because, yeah. That's not great. Wonder how this looks with the other camouflages, though. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, I like the look of the Ariete, don't get me wrong. It's kind of like a mix between a Challenger and, you know, like a Leopard. That ammo loading port, yeah. Oof. Oof. Oh yeah, if you're looking for a way to get into the to penetrate the side of the turret on it, I mean, if you're not just gonna shoot at the hull, you could punch holes right through the side of the turret with autocannons, just right through this hatch. That's a big oof right there. It appears that there is no bustle rack. Interesting. Wonder what this extra storage compartment is for, then. Maybe the NBC system? Of the Jutour? The Jutour 4050 is almost exactly the same as the standard Vautour 2A. It just gets Shafrir missiles, which are basically Israeli developed AIM-9Bs. They're definitely not the same as an AIM-9B, but they're Israeli developed missiles, but they have the same performance as the AIM-9B, at least within its current statistics. So, the Vautour 2A IDF is exactly the same as the Vautour 2A that we already have in game. It just gets air-to-air missiles. That's the only difference. So you can use this thing as like a heavy interceptor. Although, considering the sheer ridiculousness that is the Mitsubishi T2, I wonder how effective that will be. How's the MD460? It's pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's like the best jet in the game by any means, but it's a solid all-around aircraft from what I can tell. See, what else can you carry? Carry more rockets. Oh yeah, you can carry the Nord missiles. So this is the air-to-air variant? I wonder if they even lock on. You get a high bomber spawn with the IDF Vautour. Yeah, that's definitely something not to sniff at. It says air-to-air missile. If this thing doesn't lock on, it's just a dumbfire missile. That's going to be a little disappointing. Any improvements to the afterburner mechanic? Not that I can tell. With the APDS buff? Damn. Yeah, it looks like these are just dumbfire air-to-air missiles. Or dumbfire air-to-air rockets. I know that these are mostly meant for anti-shipping, though. There's an anti-shipping version of it. Yeah, it says AA-20 Nord air-to-air missiles. These are the anti-shipping versions. Much bigger warhead on them. And if I recall correctly, these are supposed to be just giant heat warheads or something? You can carry bombs, and you can't... It says you can carry 35 Sneb rockets, but... It looks like you can only carry, like, 6 or something. And they're in this, like, recessed launcher under the airplane, so they're like listed. They're like right here or something. I don't think there are 35 Snebs down there. There's like 6. What about the premium German jet? Is it decent? It's all right. I would say it's more suitable for air ground RB than it is for air RB. So you can see down here, this is where the Sneb rockets come out, and then they fire. So. What's new for Italy? A few things. If you guys got in here late and you want to go back and see everything, I've gone back through pretty much everything else in the on YouTube. On YouTube, you can scroll back through the stream and watch previous parts. So if you're interested in seeing everything, then just go to YouTube, and I will be streaming there as well. And you can just scroll back. So. The Seahawk is definitely an interesting aircraft, both the German and the British version. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that there was a Seahawk, like a German Seahawk, I was extraordinarily confused. It cannot carry as many armor-piercing rockets, though. Which is very, very sad. Because the British one can carry... Where's that loadout? Really? It's not even here? They advertise this thing as capable of carrying 30 rockets, and it's not even on this version of the dev server. That's disappointing. I feel robbed! Robbed, I tell you! But yeah, you can't carry AIM-9Bs on the German one. The British one, to my knowledge, you cannot. No, you cannot. So, it's alright. So now AMX-56 Leclerc? No. They already confirmed in one of the dev blogs that the Leclerc will not be in this patch. Unfortunately. I was really hoping the Leclerc would be in this patch. What was my most anticipated vehicle from the new update? Well, M1A1 is pretty high up there. I'm definitely going to be getting, like, fuck it, I'm going to ask for this thing. Straight up ask for it. I don't know what I will grind, though. Maybe I'll grind, no. I don't know, maybe I'll grind out the, maybe I'll grind out the M1A1. Grind out the M1A1, and then I'll ask for, like, the Leopard 2A5 whenever that comes out, and the T80U. Because I did say I was going to grind a Tier 7 Premium. Or, not a Tier 7 Premium, a Tier 7 vehicle. When it came out. Challenger should be pretty good. See the one French helicopter with the stock 20mm cannon on it? Yes, we can. Here it is. That cannon is huge. Maybe request the Abrams repair cost to be lowered to a more reasonable rate. I don't have any say in that. I really don't. I'd like to. Believe me, if I could, I would, man. I would say, like, just... Honestly, what I think they should do, I think this would be a good idea, is to just get rid of the, like, stop splitting the community even more, and just, like, at a certain point, like, go up to Tier 5 or so. Like, allow people to research up to Tier 5, and then split it, and then start at Tier 6, and then just go on from there. Or, at the very least, split it in World War II, so, like, you could start at either World War II or the Cold War, and then just start researching from there. I think that would be a really cool idea. But, Guys Jingles won't do that. The gun appears to be fixed, but it should be relatively easy to aim. So with World War mode, it's sort of like a, well, people were looking forward to it because it was advertised as sort of like a Clan Wars sort of thing. Oh my god, this flight model needs some adjustment, I think. I'll say this, the French helicopters are definitely more agile than the German ones, but they have the least armament. Like, they can carry the least amount of weapons of all the helicopters we've seen so far. Like, you are looking at very, very minimal armament available for these things. I mean, the top Gazelle, with the air-to-air missiles, you only get 2 air-to-air missiles and 2 anti-tank missiles. If you can't, like, if you don't kill somebody in 2 shots, that's all you have, and you gotta go back and rearm. So they'll definitely be useful, but will they be, like, game-breakingly good? No, I don't think so. Bad weapon handling. It's going to be difficult. Definitely, that's definitely for sure. Especially with the new radar, SPAAs, like, let's look at the Gepard. Your top-tier helicopter is worse than the starter heli of other nations. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be worse. It does still have an air-to-air missile. And it does have a pretty powerful ATGM, but it's just not going to have the same, like, ridiculous knockout punch that we're used to. Oh, why am I... Nailed it. This radar just makes it so easy. There we go. And then you could just turn off the radar. If you want to be super stealth. And then you just turn it on. Boom. Can the Gepard kill helicopters now? Oh yeah. They extended the range of a lot of these anti-aircraft vehicles out to like 4 kilometers, and in the case of, say, the automatic has a maximum range of like 6 kilometers now. Yeah, like it's insane how far out you can engage aircraft, and the lead indicators are very much accurate. It looks so sad with its radar down. Yeah. Which aircraft have RWRs? I don't think any of these aircraft have RWRs. Could be a lot smoother. Yeah. It's a functional system. Somewhat. It's going to take some getting used to. It's not a perfect system, but it does mean that SPAA are going to be a lot more powerful. I'll pull out the Tunguska again. New Mighty Mouse rockets. If I recall correctly, they should be pretty good, but we'll try it again. This thing just looks weird, man. Oh yeah, look at the shell casings. If you're not sure where they are, just look right here, going down like that. They come out so perfectly. r/oddly satisfying. There we go. Locked. This should hit. Or not. Oh. Not quite. Let's fire a missile. Nope. There we go. How are you getting it to lock? The lock button isn't bringing that up. Basically, what you have to do, from what I understand, is when you set up the, you have to set up a control first of all. So, you have to go into your controls here, and then you have to set up this stuff right here. With lock radar target on being your main thing, or being how to actually lock the radar. And when you lock the, what you have to do is you have to point at the aircraft. And there's also a dead zone, by the way, so keep that in mind. You basically have to point at it until it, like, just gives you the green box like that. Or point at it and then press the locking button. And then it'll just automatically start tracking it. So yeah, don't use this lead indicator. This one doesn't work. You want to use this one. Which works some of the time. I got a hit. Not quite. You can see it's going out to about 3 kilometers or so. There we go. Will be easy with the tracing enabled. The missile is mostly the missile is not really all that useful against aircraft. It's very difficult to get a hit on aircraft. Now the missile, luckily enough, you don't have to get a direct hit with it. It does have a proximity fuse, but it can also be kind of nasty against tanks. It also flies really fucking fast. And yeah. How fast can you fire these missiles? Oh, pretty quick. Oh my god, look at all those hits. Holy shit. But yeah, the missiles are mostly going to be useful against helicopters, not really against tanks. Know the range of the automatic? I don't really have a good way to show it outside of like outside of a custom battle. I'll test the Sergeant York though, because I've yet to do that. I crash in their game, finally a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Yeah. 100%. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's so much better. That's so much better. Tell you what, we'll go into a custom battle. Yeah, Addy, I already tested it. It's easy to use Contact 5 ERA. It's definitely effective. It will stop the very first hit. It'll stop the very first APFSDS hit. But outside of that, it's kind of a hit or miss thing. Come on. Need me to be meat to test her against her AA? Sure. The effect of this is T80U of Heat FS? Yeah, we could do that. Spectrum analysis. Around 850. Over 1,000 on the turret, like 1,500 in some places. Um... That's a ricochet. Let's see against, Actually, we can't test those ATGMs, can we? Because it only shows us tanks. But yeah, at the M1A1 Abrams, M829... M829 will punch through the unprotected areas of ERA. But if it does hit a contact 5, it's more likely to not pen it, I don't think. Why is it penning now? Okay, I think the reason why it's penning here is because the armor is much thinner around the driver's port. It will penetrate the lower plate, no problem. It's kind of iffy. Okay, yeah. That's why. Like, it can penetrate this, but... it's kind of all over the place. Like, the T-80U can be destroyed by the M1A1 with its stock M829. But it's going to be tricky. Now, granted, though, if you show your side armor at all, the M1A1 is just going to slap his APFSDS rounds right through you, with no issues whatsoever. Alright, let's try out some of these SPAA. Oh, whoops. Yes, I guessed the password. Is Mike still in here? Or is Mike even online? I don't think Mike is even on anymore. He may have called it in the evening. Explore Afghan by Northy. Say my name for the memes? Patriotic Panda? I suppose? You're welcome. You have to make fun of his easy password. Well, let's just say I've watched enough of Mike's streams that I know how he operates. Okay, there we go. Oh my god. Holy crap. There's shit everywhere. Oh, so it looks like the FJ4B did get missiles. Oh my god. This is like, this is just not fair. Ow! Really? Rude. Oh my god. This isn't even a contest. Why is it locking onto that? Alright, how do I switch targets? Ah, there we go. Ow. Really? Really, dude? Wow. Okay. Let's see. How many attacks does the Tunguska get? The Tunguska gets high explosive, armor piercing. I don't think it gets APDS. I'm kind of curious as to how a Challenger will fare against an M1. Alec, you're missing something. Hold on. We need to engage maximum freedom. Eh. Oh god! The only thing that can kill me is more freedom. Freedom, my only weakness. What the hell? Rude. Oh. I wanted to get the immortality. Are you planning on doing any more unicorn reviews? No. Never. Ever again. No, yeah, of course I am. Yeah, let's check out the Brooklyn. See where it spawns us. I'm kind of curious. So Mike is here. Holy crap. Keep saying that it's like too shallow here. I don't know if it's because I've run aground or something. Hey. Oh god, I can accidentally... Sorry, Red Tip, I didn't realize I was killing you. Oh shit. I didn't realize they had friendly fire on. I think you just automatically run aground as soon as you spawn in this lake. I don't think it's actually deep enough. Ow. Which custom battle am I on? I'm in the Mike Goes Boom custom battle. Password should be Boom. I think what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna switch nations here. I'm gonna pull out the Japanese T2K and see what happens. I can already call the I can already say that people are gonna call the T2 the learn to play. T-gay. No, I haven't done... I've done a few reviews on... I think I did a review on the T34, did I? Yeah, the T34-85 and the T34-100 I did a review on a long time ago. But I haven't done any of the top tier stuff, no. I plan to get there. How much HE do the Tunguska missiles have? About 3 kilograms. Oh, wait a second. Oh shit, I probably just spawned into my doom. I'm out! Okay, so you have a 20-kilometer range and a 45-kilometer range. Oh my god, you can extend it out to 110 kilometers? Are you serious? Holy crap, how fast... Oh my god, I can extend this radar out to 370 kilometers. That's insane. I'm pretty sure there isn't even a map that big. Holy shit, this thing is fast as F. It's fast as hell. Holy crap. AS-20, can you test them? I did some basic testing, Didrik. The AA-20 doesn't lock on to anything. The AS-20 is an anti-shipping missile. I'm going Mach 1, you're easily vanishing in the distance. Yeah, holy shit. This thing is so fast! I'm not gonna shoot him, but... I'm not that mean. my god, I'm like, I'm cranking this thing around at like 900 kilometers per hour. And it's not tearing. You want to do this, Doc? You want to do this? And I'm gone. Getting your option on things directly from you answering my questions? Yep, well, that's part of the reason I stream, so I can more directly talk to people. This is just Zoom climb. I'm out! Japanese space program initiating. Oh my god! Rude! That was 100% rude. How could he? Alright, you want to do this? Whoa. It's him. Where's this dude? This is definitely not more maneuverable. At least at these speeds. I'm definitely losing this fight. Although... Whoa, shit. Okay. Whoa, shit. Okay. Oof. And I probably shattered everybody's windows. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is really fun to fly. I don't normally enjoy jets, but this thing is hilariously fun. I'm already at 10,000 meters. Admiral Trench. That's a cool name, by the way. Thank you for the Prime sub, man. Whee! Interesting how when this thing stalls, it falls end over end. Star Wars fan in the house. Yeah, I get that reference. So that name straight out of Clone Wars. Yeah, he was the CIS like spider commander, wasn't he? Like the admiral. I'm going Mach 1.25. Look at this fucking thing. It's just booking it. How do you about the M1A1 starting with Heat FS and that's not multi-purpose? It's alright. I would have liked to have seen it with MPAT. That would have been fun. You know, just delete helicopters. Shoot the gun. This is a for those who don't know, this is an M61 Gatling gun. It's the same gun that we have on the M163 VADS. And it's the first aircraft in the game to get it. But it is a proper rotary cannon. You have to come to Germany again? I'd love to, Sebastian. I had so much fun in Germany. I hope to come back this year for Gamescom, but that's going to depend on whether or not Guy Jiggles wants to fly me out there. It tells me the IP-M1 are saved for the M1A1. I mean, the Talisman isn't a bad choice if you're going to have to, since you're going to have to grind the M1A1 out, but. Oh, it's a parachute. I was like, what the hell is that? Is that it won't cost 900 SL per shot because it's a tier 3 mod. I think it does actually cost 900 SL per shot. Like, whether or not it's a tier 4 or tier 3 mod, I don't think makes much of a difference. Huh. It costs only $410? Really? Fantastic. I'm downeth. That's awesome. Just like this airplane. Like I've said before, I'm not normally a huge fan of top-tier jets, but this might make me a fan. Would have been more competitive to T80U. Armor-wise, sure, but I don't think... Here's the thing, though. With the trend that we've been seeing with the M1s, it's not like the M1A1 will need the armor protection. The M1A1 is still going to be more mobile than the T80U, and it's still going to have a better overall gun. It's going to have a better... It has higher penetration, and it has a much faster reload. It's still got that 5-second reload on it with an ace crew. So I think the M1A1 will be just fine. I wonder if they're going to be able to track me if I'm going, like, over Mach 1. They should. Depends on whether or not anybody can lock me up. We'll see the M1A1HA, the variant of the Abrams. Maybe as a modification, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Because again, it's not like I don't think that the M1A1 will necessarily need the armor improvement. That's not saying that it's good enough as it is. It's certainly not it's certainly not going to stop a T80U round. But that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm trying to make is that the likelihood of it actually really needing such a thing is really next to none. Like, it'll be just fine without it. What is this? Leopard 2A5, which I will predict will be the best tank in the game. I don't know if it'll be the best tank in the game, but it'll definitely have the best turret armor in the game if they model it right. I can't get over how cool this thing is. How's T80U's reverse speed? It's no better than the T80B. It has a little bit more horsepower to compensate for the extra weight of the armor, but overall the mobility is the same as the T80B. 61 on the T2 sounds like the 20mm cannons on the Saber. Yeah. Again, I think it's strange how the aircraft falls end over end when it's stalling. It generally seems to do 1 or 2 rotations, and then it regains control of itself. But I mean, you can basically go from the deck straight up to 10,000 meters. On like 800 to 1,000 kilometers per hour, so... This thing is going to be an energy fighting machine. I think I'm already at 700 kph. And if you're ever in a losing engagement, you can generally just run away. He's doing the Top Gun. If it wasn't for the fact that he could have shot me down, I would have shot him down there, but... I'm trying to be nice to people today. Yeah, see, he just has no chance of keeping up with the amount of energy that I have. How's the Titan Mini going to perform with the new tanks of top tier? I think it'll perform just fine. It has the same rate of fire as the M1 Abrams. It has very similar performance, although not quite as good. It's definitely a smaller profile tank. It's got some decent armoring on it. It looks like the F100 can keep up with the... It looks like the F100 can keep up with a T2 in a climb if it doesn't have a ton of energy. But it struggles to outpace it. Like in level flight, the T2 will just run away. .7 player to escape the grind? There really is no way to escape the grind in War Thunder. 5.7 starts to be the place in the game where you have to make a decision. How much time do you want to put into the game? Do you want to continue this? Do you want to continue the grind? Do you want to continue the grind, or do you want to? Oh, it's Singeli. That's why. But yeah, 5.7 is about the place where you need to consider: do I want to get to put in the time and get to top tier, or do I want to just play casually and not worry about it? There are some tricks you can do, such as spading your vehicles will grant every time you complete a tier of modifications on a vehicle, you get a bonus amount of experience towards whatever you're researching. So spading your vehicles will help you go faster, as well as researching the if you're researching, say, the Tiger 2P, playing the vehicle right before the Tiger 2P, like the Tiger 2E or the Tiger E or the Tiger H1, or I forget which one it is, will help. Like, that will grant you a little bonus of extra research. Also, talismaning your vehicles, buying premium time, and using premium vehicles are going to be the fastest ways to grind, and there's no getting around that. Have you covered the new naval yet? Yes, I have. But John, if you want to, you can scroll back through the stream on YouTube, and you can see where I covered the naval stuff. So, have no fear, you can still see it. Any fixes, or is it really a rip for me? Well, only content creators, technical moderators, and Gaijin staff get access to, or get the GE pack along with all of the other all of the new vehicles. So unless you are a member of the forum team, an in-game moderator like a game master, or a CC, you're kind of out of luck. Anything else you'd like to show off to us? I mean, there are plenty of things. I'm gonna drive around with the Challenger and see how that goes. What do you think or know the next? I don't know. That's for darn sure. I definitely do not know. Oh, that's new. Huh. Wait, what? Oh, that's the host. I was like, wait a second. Oh my god, that's a lot of vehicles. Yeah, let's fly around, or let's drive around the Challenger too. Will the AMX-32 be showing up anytime soon? I have no idea. Is there something new in low tiers? Not really. This is mostly a upper tier patch. There's a heavy focus with this patch on the upper ranks of the game. So if you're hoping for brand new low tier stuff, you're kind of out of luck with this one, unfortunately. Let's do L26. I don't need this many smoke rounds. Oof. Eh. Even I have to admit, though, I kind of like the look of the Challenger, too. Is it the most beautiful tank out there? No. That honor goes to Leopard 2, but I kind of like the look of this turret. Eow. For the G91YS? Yes, I have. Hi, Mr. 109. Oh my god, rude! Why you do this to me? Immortality. See what happens here. If I know what this... If I have any inclination as to what this is... Oh god. Singeli, can you do me a favor, and can you try and punch through my turret armor? With your ammunition? Oh, we can't shoot each other. Oh. Okay. I guess we're just going to sit here and look at each other awkwardly. Oof. Yeah, I can't fire any weapons here. What's the password? It's boom. I'm on Mike's custom server. All lowercase. Mortality, not all that it's cracked up to be. Yeah. Interested in how the Leander is. I wonder what happens if I put this thing in immortality. Or if it's just like a boring ship spawn or something else. Yeah, looks like it's just a normal ship spawn. Oh my god, you bottom out almost instantly in this area. This water is not deep enough. It's like waist-high deep. My draft is too deep. Oh my goodness. Oh. You think that's fair? I think if you bring, especially with the next patch, I think if you bring in SPAA, it won't be a problem. I don't think that's supposed to... I don't think that's how the radar is supposed to rotate. Just saying. Oh. Also, I think the gun sights are bugged. What the hell? There's like some weird block that like blocks your aiming view from... Oh, what the fuck? I don't think that's supposed to happen. Oh. This fucker, man. Just sitting here shooting at people. Alright. Let's head back to the hangar. Do I have access to the clan-only vehicles? I do not. Alright. I think what I'm gonna do for now is I'm going to take a break. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll come back and then I will re-begin streaming again. Because I have yet to eat anything today and I am starving. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for joining me. If you guys are interested in seeing in going back and seeing what I covered beforehand, you can do so on YouTube. So I will be back on in a little bit, but I just need to go get something to eat. All right, have a good day, everybody.